Tank playthrough of Dark Souls Remastered. We last left off taking care of the Capra Demon, which got us down here. Got the large ember from here, which allows us to upgrade our weapons some more. Here we have a new friend. If you're new to exploring this area, it is easy to get lost. Be careful, because these drops will take us to spots that you may not be ready for. Especially if you're just trying to gather your senses. This place can be a labyrinth. Here, we have this game's versions of slimes. A lot of them can be found on ceilings, and if they drop on you in the ceiling, they do a lot of damage. They're hard to kill, but they do drop something that we are looking for with this character. There is a small chance that they will drop a green Titanite shard, which is what we need to make the halberd do divine damage. So off stream, or at least I won't make a YouTube video about it, I'll probably be here farming them for a little bit. And here I made the mistake of not checking my corners. Again, the channeler buffs these creatures, so we need to be careful. Luckily, the channeler himself is not very strong. If you are ever in need of humanity, though, rats have a high drop chance of them. Let's write another message here. Titanite shard. We need that for our armor and for our mace. we are backtracking a little bit, but I'm showing this route in case people decide to take on the giant rat first. That way they know how to get back. There we go. One of the rats dropped humanity. The thing with the drop rate too is the more humanity you have on, so next to my health bar where the number 2 is at, it increases the drop rate of items. And we could cure this poison, but we're on our way to a bonfire, so we're just going to deal with it for the time being. Although actually, I might die doing that route. With that Suroku we found, we have access to a bonfire. We aren't going to sit at it yet. There's a few more things I'd like to get done before we reset all the enemies. Now, this is what I was talking about with the slimes. If you bring a projectile, you can attack them, make them drop. Drop. But they're very resistant to weapon attacks, so if you have spells or spare resin, that'd be the fastest way to clear them. Unfortunately, did not drop any green Titanite shards. And see that bloodstain? You look up, you see one right there. Unfortunately, there's no real good spot. So, for the sake of content, we'll show you what happens if they jump on you. We'll show you how long it takes to use a weapon on them. And still no drops. But if you open this door, it starts looking familiar. This is where we rescued that pyromancer at. Right over there. So this is the other way to get down to the depths. That's where we killed that giant rat. And right there, there's that drop. You can slide down it, and it'll take you to a shortcut to get to the boss. You just have to be careful. You have to slide on the far left, or you're going to drop down to the next area we're going to see. The next area I'm going to show you is going to introduce a new creature and a new mechanic that you have to worry about when playing this game. Let's see, that's a drop that we don't want to do necessarily. Oh, looks like we're doing it anyways. So, this creature is the Basilisk. They emit a smoke that curses you. And it looks like I get to showcase it. Oh, we have been cursed. Gonna have to do a few things to deal with that. One, all the humanity that we got in the souls are right where we got cursed. So we have to go all the way back there. Two, until we cure ourselves of this, you can see our health bar is half. We're gonna see if we have enough souls to take care of the curse part first. There aren't a lot of creatures in this game that can curse you. The Basilisk are the most common one. And you see it's going to be very dangerous because we have half the HP we usually work with here. Now it's been a few episodes, but the person that can help us with this curse is at the area where we fought the Bell Gargoyles. As I said, we gotta do our best to play this carefully. Especially with the mob. Shouldn't be any other enemies we have to worry about here. If you look carefully, you can see him through the door right now.
I am pleased.
We need a Purging Stone, so we need about 1,800 more souls.
Thou art welcome, and you
It's fortunately going to cost us one more.
Wait. Thou art welcome, and you
So now that we have this, we're not cursed anymore. We're use one of these so we can turn back human when we get back to camp. And using this spell, we're right back to the Firelink Shrine. Rest here, become human. And we make our way back to the depths. This time, we'll go to the camp, the bonfire, so we can rest there. That way we don't have to make this long trip again. We just had to be careful not to be cursed again, or it's going to be a long walk back. If I recall, that is the 9th death of the playthrough so far. As long as this isn't a repeat of the Asylum episode, deaths should be at a low number. We do have 1,000 souls, so we're probably going to buy a blooming purple moss from the merchant here. Those will come in handy later on. Because after this we'll be heading to Blighttown, so we're going to need as much stuff to cure toxin and poison as possible. Back at the depths. Gotta carefully get our way through this. Something we haven't really experienced yet in this playthrough. If you die before recollecting your souls and humanity, you'll lose that. This is one of the more infuriating things that happen to people when they play Dark Souls. Is if they die, then die trying to collect their stuff. It's one of the reasons why I recommend new people to always spend their souls immediately after a boss fight. That way they don't lose the souls. While we're here though, I will show the shortcut to get to the boss. We're going to slide down this, and you want to be on the far left. As you see, you can drop. This will be the shortcut we use from the bonfire to get to the boss and to get to the new area, Blighttown. This is a safer way to get to where we died. Be wary of box rats. This is an NPC invasion. if you are in human form in certain parts of the game, you will be invaded by NPCs. But luckily, they are on the easier side to deal with. We got the barbed straight sword. It's a straight sword that does bleeding. Alright. Back to retrieving our souls and humanity. This is the safer route whenever you are wanting to come down here and deal with the Basilisk. Where we dropped, we were kind of in a bad spot, surrounded by multiple of them. Typically don't want to spend much time fighting these creatures at all. If you end up using a crossbow or a bow, this would be a good spot to utilize it. As they'll let you whittle them down before they get close to you. There are souls. There you go, we retrieved our humanity. And we retrieved what souls we had during that. This is the general spot where we dropped. And I believe it's either this one or the one they destroyed was our body that was transformed. There's 2 more items worth trying to get here. We have this one. Humanity. And then I believe if we drop right here, Ring of the Evil Eye. Which we'll probably use for the time being. Lets you recover small bits of HP every time you take down an enemy. The other suggestion, we could always increase our poise by 40 by equipping this ring. But with what we have at the moment, that's probably what we're going to go with. Now we're less likely to be interrupted when we're hit with an attack. As I said, if you're not familiar with this place, it's easy to get lost. So try to make yourself familiar with the area as soon as possible. that is going to lead us to where the boss is at. We're going to go use these souls before we go fight the boss, though. So before we head back, we'll introduce another NPC.
Aye, Shemai, and good day to you. I'm Donald of Xenos. I'm just, well, a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them.
He sells gold pine resin, which, if you end up having issues in this next boss, you would save up and buy some from him. As if you read the description, they are very effective against dragons. Buy the bottomless box finally. And he sells these crystal weapons. Crystal weapons deal a lot of damage, but they have very low durability. And once they're broken, they can't be repaired. Well, even if they're not broken, they just can't be repaired. So, I don't know what situations you would use these for, because it's a lot of souls to give up for a one-time weapon. Once again, he sells arrows and bolts, and he sells his own armor.
Well, I'm certain we will make a good trade eventually, so I am willing to share some tips. If you see kindling in the catacombs, use divine weapons. That will repel the reassembling skeletons. I'm afraid I don't see anything here. Thank you. That was a fine trade. I have this funny feeling we'll meet again soon, and we'll make another fine trade, of course.
Alright. This is locked until we defeat the Gaping Dragon, but this is the way to Blighttown that we'll be using. There is another way for people who don't want to deal with everything that is Blighttown, and I will make an effort to show it either in the Blighttown episode or in the episode after it. We're going to open this door. I'm going to climb this ladder. And we're at that bonfire. We're once again going to try to get some green Titanite shards. Take care of this guy here. And start clearing out the rest of these slimes. Oh. And we got a green Titanite shard. So, before we go fight the Gaping Dragon then, we're gonna go use that green Titanite shard. We sit at that bonfire, that way when we're done with Andre, we can just teleport back here. Save us a little bit of time. Looks like we're looking to get another one. It is a shame we can't get this one without doing this. It's still going to be a little time away, but after this playthrough, we'll most likely be transitioning to Dark Souls 2, which I haven't played in what feels like 10 years. So for anyone watching this on YouTube, leave comments on what type of builds you'd like to see. And when we get to that point, I can do some research on how to go about it.
Oh, you again? Me? I've become separated from my lady. I've scoured near and far, but no sight of her. Where could she have gone? My lady, to think I swore to protect you with my life. Your Highness, where have you gone? I am entirely to blame for this. Oh, woe is me. I am unworthy, deathly so. Oh, I'm sorry. Miracles, was it? Sometimes I lose myself. Pay me no mind.
Yeah. As I mentioned before, we aren't going to buy these last two. One, we already have this one. And this one, for maybe new players, it would be good. It shows more messages on the ground to help give you some info. Also allows you to see the rating, so you'll know if they are good messages or bad messages. If we have souls to waste later on, we might buy them. While we're here, I'm gonna try to farm some Titanite shards real quick from these Balder Knights. See if we get lucky. We do have 3 more spears and there's 3 more knights. Well, there's a 4th one we're gonna go for. Just trying to save some souls. That's the 3rd time I've seen that creature, and I have no idea what it is. If anyone knows, put it in the comments for me. Okay. Alright, we got lucky and got a Titanite shard. There's one more Balder Knight we can get. This is a little bit of a preview of what it's like to farm. You just go around, kill the creatures, set up bonfire, rinse and repeat. Which is why when I'm farming for the green Titanite shards after this episode, I probably won't put the video on YouTube because it's not something people are going to want to watch. So that takes Large Titanite shard. Alright. We'll start off by buying 5 of these. So 2, 4. Buy 10 more, that should be enough. There we go. Armor pieces are at +3, so we got a little bit tougher.
Neither.
And we return to the last bonfire. Now that we've ascended both weapons, anytime we get the materials that are needed, we should be able to just go to a bonfire and reinforce them. We'll do one more round of lightning spears on these guys, and then we'll go for the boss. Actually dropped a large Titanite shard that time. Which means we can get our mace up to a +2 in its raw form. Actually, how much do we need? About 1,000 souls away from a level up. I don't know if we have any to burn. That should be enough. And as mentioned at the beginning of the video, we're going to get strength to 16 and dexterity to 12 so that we can use that halberd that we've been leveling up. While we're finishing up the last one, I'll answer some questions people have. I am going to use summons for this fight. One will be Solaire, so we'll get a Sunlight Medal. And the other one is Night Watcher. And the main reason I'm doing it is, one, Solaire gives me Sunlight Medals. And two, for anyone watching that ends up playing on their own, will know the summon locations for them. With my build, I shouldn't have an issue taking on the Gaping Dragon unless I make a mistake and get hit. He has a trample-like attack that can usually one-shot. That will be the battleground of the fight. I thought it was here. Maybe he's on this level. Well, here's Solaire's summon sign. Just a reminder, you have to be in human form to summon phantoms. And here's Lautrec. Alright, we have everyone we need. Wait for them to get a little bit closer, and we will traverse the white light to face the Gaping Dragon. So, first thing first, with Solaire, you want to keep him alive even though he's a phantom. So you want to try to take this creature down pretty fast. Because as you can see, AI phantoms are not the best for this fight. As mentioned, dragons are extremely weak to lightning. So if you go this build, this should be a very easy fight. Just be careful not to waste spells when he's in a grapple attack like that. And we need to quickly get him away from Solaire. Last one should do it. That's the fight with the Faith Tank build. Something not mentioned, his tail can be cut off like the gargoyle. Gives you a chance to get, I don't remember the actual name, but it's a dragon great axe. Yeah, when you go the Faith Tank build, this is an easy fight as long as you don't get trampled. We're going to pick up this item here, and we are going to homeward back to Bonfire. So we got strength exactly where we need it. Next 4 levels will go into dexterity. And then we'll be going back to getting faith, vitality, and endurance up. Let's see, where is it at? Here we go, halberd. Yes, now just 4 levels for dexterity, and then we can start using this. That is where we'll end the episode today. I'm going to spend a little bit of time farming these slimes, see if I can get the halberd leveled up a little bit more. And the next episode will be our trip down to Blighttown. Thank you everyone for watching.